Alright, I think I got this thing working. I've been kind of wandering around out here in the grass at Lillian A. Goodspeed Park trying to find somewhere that I can get. Y'all wouldn't happen to have a Wi-Fi hotspot, would you?
They got Wi-Fi across the street over here.
Yeah, I was sitting here using it when I first got here, but then it quit working for a while, and then it was just super slow.
Yeah. If you go stand by the fence and that little
Yeah, right over here, it seems to pick up pretty good.
Stand in the little corner of the fence thing.
Yeah, like that's what I've been trying to hook up to too.
Well, I recorded another agency talking to me like I was stupid. They got a new whelp down at the care office, and I went down there and talked to him. Man, those guys are dumb as a stump. The guy tried to insinuate that if he was to call the cops and tell the cops that they're sending us to him for the wrong reasons, that would be violating the HEPA laws, basically. And it's not. For a police officer to tell a fireman that he's not a fireman, that's not against the law. For a fireman to tell a police officer, hey, that's your job, you're a cop, that's not against the law. If you got an abortion clinic, right, and the abortion clinic sends you to somebody who's not an abortion clinic, says, all right, well, this is the place you need to go to for abortions. The place you're sent to shouldn't be like, all right, well, we don't do abortions. We don't do this, we don't do this, we don't do this, we don't do this. Well, why don't you call the abortion clinic and tell them? Because they're not going to do their job unless you tell them it's not yours. Jim tried going in with me today. They talked over the both of us. Just some obnoxious little fucking stupid shit. I almost got it. Do what?
I was trying to get I can't do it. It's too dry.
So I got a bunch of people's stories, just still nobody to go in with me. The issue with Farnsworth has never even been Farnsworth. It's the fact that the cops didn't do their jobs with multiple situations and still refuse.
Where do you need to go into?
Well, I need to turn in a bunch of mandated reporters at this point because they didn't do their jobs. They just wanted to bullshit me and lie to me and bully me. Talk over me. The first thing they're supposed to not do is not talk over the victim. And that's the first thing they do. And then they also tried to, like I said, they tried insinuating that calling the police and saying, hey, that's not our job, stop sending them to us. He tried insinuating that was violating the HEPA laws somehow. I signed all sorts of papers because they told me if I signed the papers that they would help me. Well, I signed the papers they told me to for the help that I was promised.
Did you read them first?
Yes, I did. And that's the point of going through it, is that they're getting money by having us sign that, and they aren't going to help us unless we sign it. And then after we've signed it, they still don't help us. But nobody goes in with me. You know, they all go in alone, and then they complain. Jim finally went in with me. I was able to get a lady named Susan to go in with me. She actually busted my stalker being a stalker again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the first thing he did was go down to the courthouse because she confronted him. No? Oh, go ahead. Anyway, I got to record literally everywhere I go. The problem is I can't keep my batteries charged.
Yeah.
The cops, instead of investigating any of the crimes against me, they send me to mental health or tell me it's not their job, talk over me so that I don't get to give any details. They won't take any of the names or numbers down. They just talk over me. It'd be nice if everybody out here that has offered me drugs to be like, yeah, he only smokes pot, but that would be a lot of people that would show up all at once. I've turned down a lot of drugs in this town.
Yes, but getting them to believe that you did is another story, because they won't believe it. They just think everyone that they talk to is a drug addict, which isn't true.
Well, I've probably got at least 60 people on my YouTube channel walking up to me while I'm just making offering me drugs. I mean, it's all over my YouTube and it's public, so it's not like it's hard to hide.
Right.
It's just a matter of people going, hey, he does have a YouTube channel. No, he's not sucking anything in the back for any kind of crack. Whether it be his, hers, or otherwise. I got a question for you. I got to camp up in the mountains. I can't do manual labor worth of shit, but I can pay gas. If somebody can help me to move that stuff, and obviously I'm living on disability money, but I don't want that stuff up there.
You help going to get it? Is that?
I don't have a good back, so I can't even carry it. I got lucky, 2 mountain men up there. Well, a young traveler and an old man who had the camp before me took all my stuff there while I came down into town to get more.
Okay, see you later.
And when I got up there and realized where the camp was, I was like, I can't make
that
it.
little fucking. Remember when you had one of those?
Yeah.
Hey, car. Hi, Sid.
It's up by the ranger station. So it's probably about, I don't know, 20 miles, 18 miles,
I didn't bring
20
you
miles.
shoes, buddy.
It's about 3 Honda Civics worth. I do have a storage facility to move it into, though.
He's got OCD.
Me too.
Oh my god, seriously? Wow.
Yeah, because I knew they were close to us. Like,
Wow, they are very close to you.
All right.
Well, he's technically not.
You know when that'd be?
Supposed to have some kind of sleep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to, if at all possible.
My
But
love
absolutely.
bug. Come on.
Oh, you're still driving on.
Oh, you got 2 donuts on the plant.
Well,
All right.
he has.
I remember when you was on all 4 donuts.
Everything has to be in straight lines.
Yeah.
Like his cars, if anybody touches them, he flips the fuck out. Like, yeah, well, so, they said that he's going to be on the spectrum, but he's OCD. That's why he's not quite talking yet. They tested for autism, they said
because he wants to get his words perfect.
yeah, exactly, that's what they said.
My name's Sean, and I have
He is
Asperger's.
so good, like, if you put him on a tablet, dude, he fucking, it's insane. He'll do like this thing with his hands, like he's very
Just figured I'd share
like almost
personal
OCD
information
where
with
like he only
strangers.
closes the door 3 times. Yeah. He has a lot of shit like that. He does. Go ahead and have
Why didn't I have a mom like you?
Huh?
Why didn't I have a mom like you? My mom didn't learn anything about autism.
What's up, buddy?
Well, you have to, or else fucking life is hell.
How are you?
He's got OCD really bad. He's
Me
probably
too.
on the spectrum for autism too, but OCD. She said OCD is his name right now. Anyway.
Yeah, on my channel, I actually talk about the difference between OCD and being a stalker. A lot of people think that obsessive compulsive disorder, because it's got the word obsessive in it, means that you must be a stalker. I'm like, no, I touch door
They don't
handles.
want
Like,
love or nothing. He's a love bug.
that's literally what I say.
Daredevil. He
He's
doesn't
talking
feel
about stuff I
anything.
know about.
Like it's hard. Like yeah.
About his surroundings. That's why he's looking everywhere so much.
He does like the straight line thing. Like he likes to run on cars or straight line. Where you going, car? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, car.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna look for somewhere with a little bit better reception. Alright, so that person called himself Valinor Highborn typed a bunch of messages and then erased them. Obviously, that's just another person playing hit games. Trying to believe me, I really do. But be true to your words. My words don't fit together all the time. That's something that I accept. The more somebody bullies me, the less likely my words are to come together. And bullying me for being that way doesn't change it. Drugging me doesn't change it. It doesn't change it either. Valinor Highborn typed, I have autism and OCD. Ah. Well, what's with the message retracted bullshit, though? I was diagnosed with ADHD, Tourette syndrome, obsessive compulsive disorder, social anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed with a lot of stuff. And the more Valinor Highborn type misspelled words. Valinor Highborn, are you in the United States? Yes. Have you seen enough on my channel to recognize that my life is at risk and that my family's life is at risk? Valinor Highborn types yes. The evidence on my channel is important, but it's not going to get heard unless someone speaks up. Valinor Highborn typed, I live in Denver, Colorado. That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. You can speak up from anywhere. I've had at least half a dozen people on my channel this week alone speak about how I'm obviously not schizophrenic. There's also the stuff with my mental health worker, Marcia Estrada. I'll tell you all where to find the evidence. It's not easy, not difficult to find if I tell you. But going through 6,000 videos, 7,000 now, I think. That's a lot. Take it in blocks of month by month. Now, obviously, me having to do this on a computer, not being able to even carry the computer most days, not being able to go up and down the stairs. You know, this is nuts. Anyway, the professional phone numbers on here and the people's in it, you know, the recordings are there. You can simply grab them and send them to where they need to go. Send me a copy and make sure that they know that multiple people are getting copies and that they need to do their jobs. Valinor Highborn typed, how tall are you? Because how is your broken back the broke? Alright, I don't quite understand what that means. My back isn't broken. It's not a broken back. And I like to brag about being 5'9", although yes, I'm a little bit shorter now. Valinor Highborn type back pain. Yes, he erased another message. If you make a mistake, it's okay to make a mistake. It's hiding the mistake that creates problems. See, that's what Natalie Bollinger didn't want to acknowledge was that her mistakes hurt me. Now, if you've seen enough to know that my life is at risk, will you please make some calls? Explain that I'm not any good at this technological stuff. I have to beg people for help doing that. I have to pay people for help doing that. I have to wait for weeks and weeks and weeks for simple shit that is a simple request for most of you from somebody in your household. Something they could do in 5 minutes or less. For me, I have to beg people who get condescending because I should automatically know how to do those things. Anyway, Valinor, I know you typed your name in here before, your real name, but I'm horrible with names, and I have to try to remember hundreds of people and their names and not get them mixed up, because one little mix-up makes me a liar, and that's why making it so incredibly complicated is evil. I need someone to help explain that there is no possible way anybody could do this from these conditions. I mean, it's obvious that people are stalking me, that they do follow me, that going to the police is like, well, it's inhumane. It always has been for homeless people. Valinor Highborn typed, I'll try to make calls for you simple. I help call the important. Alright, well, this all needs to go to the FBI. But also, they're not going to listen without more than one person making them listen. I mean, they've already admitted to so much. You can show them the threats against my sister and how long it's been going on. They already know how long it's been going on. They took part in it, but they need to actually do their jobs. Recently, we even had FBI agents who were arrested. Yeah, that's pretty significant. FBI agents arrested for doing the same shit that FBI agents did to me. Pass the buck. It's not their job. I get sent around in circles as if each one of these individual crimes is just a crime at random. I'm not allowed to bring up why they happened. They try to dictate what I can and cannot say. I cannot say anything about the cops or they start an argument. It's not their place to argue with the victim. The moment they start arguing, they're not listening, and they're showing that they're willingly putting at-risk adults at risk of death or worse. Surviving what I've survived is worse than death. Please, if you get a hold of Tina Kotek, well, just spam the hell out of the governor's office and tell him, hey, all of these services have been recorded committing crimes against him. He's just trying to get help. With each of these crimes, if they'd allowed me a room when it happened, then I could write it all down pretty simply. As far as the Scudder family goes, they're an important part of this. I spoke with them a lot. When I first got here, they were pretty alright. But with that situation with Molly and the cops doing what they were doing, followed rapidly by the situation with Farnsworth, I had to deal with Molly and Farnsworth at the same time, while dealing with this guy who followed me from Hood River, while having to deal with people trolling me on the internet, while having literally thousands of pieces of evidence. There's a lot of stuff that has been used in court to harm me and the public to harm me that is absolute fucking bogus. Eleanor Highborn typed, I emailed Joshua Higgins. He said he's in Portland, headed to Tillamookkk soon. I want to believe you. Soon is pretty open-ended. I wouldn't expect he'd be coming here to see me. While we're on the topic, though, I'm almost out of battery here. I'm at 4%. While we're on the topic, though, there's David and Katie Saltzman are missing from Beaverton, Oregon. They were going to help me. Katie was going to come see me in person and help me with it while I had an apartment. See, that's the problem, is that I did have an apartment, and it wasn't just low income. It was assisted living. All right? That's an assisted living facility. No, it's not a nursing home. "702 Hayward, Chapel, Nebraska, 69129. That's the old folks housing. It's assisted living. It's for in case of emergencies. You have, little thingies in your room that you can pull on that, you can reach from the floor in case you fall down. It's a place where people are easy to take advantage of. Most of the people there are 65 and older. Eleanor Highborn, I have not gotten a message from you yet in my emails either. See, all this safety risk stuff, by the way, thank you for typing with me right now. It's actually useful at the moment. Eleanor Highborn typed, I tried your Gmail, but it doesn't work. No, it does. I'm going to write it down for you. Hopefully I can find my Sharpie, because I'm having problems holding the pens. They're too thin. uh, uh, doggedroman@gmail.com. DOGGEDROMAN, all one word, @gmail.com. The thing is, they want to assume that I'm able to do things that I'm not. Eleanor Highborn, the first thing I'll do if you send me a message in that Gmail is I will take a message that was sent to me by Natalie Marie Bollinger in 2016 and send it to you. It shows her outlining the abuse by her dad against her stepmothers, a lot of other stuff. That'll give you a piece of evidence to start off with. A lot of it you can just pull off of my face or off of my YouTube as you're able to find it. A lot of it I'm able to tell you where it's at, which is useful. A lot of the stuff from the last few days will be tough to dig out, but there's a lot of videos where I go back through and I re-record a little bit of the excerpts from the, well, I gotta call them interviews, because it's not really mandated reporters doing their jobs. Obviously, every day out here is a day closer to these predators getting away with it. Sorry, I might puke. Every one of these people who got exposed had the opportunity to turn this in private. All of them. They just had to show themselves to be trustworthy. When people talk over you, it shows they're not trustworthy. When you're the victim and they talk over you and want to tell you or describe to you or try to convince you to do anything other than what you already know what you need to do. That's one thing that I learned about helping people in Boulder, Colorado. People know what help they need. They know their situations better than I do. Also, just because your kid's a handful doesn't mean that they're autistic. I'm going to go lay down and hope I don't get harassed by the police while I lay down. I'm going on about 2 hours of sleep last night, and that's it. I don't really think hobos should be hanging out at the, I'll probably get a notification about it in a minute, Eleanor Highborn. He typed. I'll send a Gmail message, and then I sent the email. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you. The thing is that the police didn't do their jobs, and they're refusing, and all of these other agencies playing stupid. It really does need to be explained by somebody who has the ability to explain it, that's not in a state of crisis. And that's the problem with all of my friends before I was in a state of crisis, is that they were really not interested in any sort of thing like that. And then when I was in a state of crisis, I had to try to train them in how to deal with somebody in a state of crisis while in a state of crisis. Thank you, Eleanor Highborn, for typing on here. I'll check for your Gmail now, or for your email now. Thank you. I'm going to end this video because I am too tired to function. I'm going to be outside of my vehicle because I can't sleep in my vehicle one more night like this. I have to get a nap. Just hope the cops don't think I'm a dead person again. I don't want to talk to that officer. That's Officer James Harrell, and he already told me, it is their job, but that they don't investigate. I don't want him investigating them, is what he told me. James Harrell specifically told me that I don't want him to investigate, and sent me to the state troopers. And this is where we're going, round in circles. Not by my choice, nor by my request. Alright, I guess I basically have to sleep in my car. It's a little windy out, it's a little chilly, and I'm hurting god damn it. Snap, crackle, and pop. I'm at 3% battery. I'm surprised it's lasting this long, but I do have it plugged into an external charger. If I'm not recording, it makes me unsafe. It makes it so that people have the ability to target me. And if I can't get the recording going fast enough, then the cops pretend the incident didn't happen. If you can, go back through some of the old stuff with that racist old guy. Go back to the block of time that I was in Hood River. There's actually a lot of stuff in there where it's titled wrong, but you can hear that guy screaming the N-word at me. Apparently he can have a protection order by saying I called him old guy. And then bitching because I told the truth. Problem is there, just like here, the police started the issue by lying at me from the very start and sending me around in circles. Trying to push me to get housing, trying to push me into the housing thing. Hey, quit pushing housing. We can do the housing thing, but first, let's do something about the predators so they don't get a big head and do it again. Like Waylon Lolatai, like Alicia Bollinger, like Maddie Boa. All of them got a big head after getting away with doing those things to me. Police officers taking part in this shit. Holy hell. God damn it, I'm starting a fire in my car on accident. It ain't exactly the most conducive environment to live in. Anyway, good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. I'm sorry I don't speak right when I'm frazzled and tired.